This video guides you through the process of completing a simple lease UT2, including entering data, validating, and submitting to university lands. How to complete a simple lease UT2. Gas royalty payments must be deposited on or before the 15th day of the second month after the month of production. If reports are not timely submitted, the lessee may be subject to a penalty and interest. File a separate UT2 for each Railroad Commission lease number on each university lease. Please follow these guidelines to submit a UT2. Step 1. From the landing page, navigate to the Enter UT1 and 2 page by clicking the button, or click the Navigate button on the left-hand side of the screen, select Reporting, enter UT1 and UT2. Step 2. Highlight the appropriate production period for the row where the product type is gas. Step 3. Highlight the appropriate property report record. Step 4. Highlight the 8/8 production field to enter a value. This is the first editable field in the grid. You can enter the required data into the editable fields in any order. Note that on all the grids, the editable fields where data is entered are identifiable as the dark blue fields. The light blue fields are pre-populated and read-only. Step 5. Highlight with your cursor or use the Tab key to move to the next editable field, the Your Volume Share field, to enter a volume. For gas products, your volume share should equal the 8/8 production field. A note is required if there is a discrepancy between your volume share and 8/8 production. This field is required and the value can be 0. Use the scroll bar to reveal the rest of the columns. Step 6. Move to the next editable field, 8/8 notes. For gas products, a note is required only if there is a discrepancy between your volume share and 8/8 production. Pressure base is a read-only field which defaults to a value of 14.65. Move to the next editable field, the BTU factor. The value must be between 0.1 and 1.9999. Move to the next editable field, the market value. This is a value for which your volume share was sold. This field is required, and the value can be 0. The price and royalty percentage fields are automatically populated. Enter the royalty due university. This must equal the market value multiplied by the royalty percentage. Make sure the lease is highlighted in the property grid, then navigate to the disposition grid by clicking on the Disposition tab. To add a disposition, either click on the light gray field in the gray bar at the bottom of the grid, or right-click on the gray bar and select Add Row from the drop-down. Under the Disposition Type field heading, select from the disposition types in the drop-down menu. Enter values in the remaining disposition fields: volume, market value, and royalty due university. The amounts for all dispositions in the disposition grid should equal the amounts in the selected property grid record. After entering a value in the last field, press the Enter key to move the row of data from the gray bar into the body of the grid. To add additional dispositions, repeat step 12. Navigate to the purchaser grid by clicking on the Purchaser tab. To add a purchaser, either click on the light gray field in the gray bar at the bottom of the grid, or right-click anywhere on the gray bar and select Add Row from the drop-down. Click the light gray portion of the bar under the Purchaser column heading to select from the counterparties in the drop-down. To select a counterparty that does not readily appear on the drop-down, type the name of the counterparty, and the results will filter accordingly. Repeat to select a pair. Indicate if the two counterparties are affiliated by checking or unchecking the box in the affiliated field. To add additional purchasers, repeat step 17. Save the entries made in the grids by either pressing Save or right-click over row of data in any grid and select Save from the drop-down. Validate the record by pressing the Validate toolbar button. The status of this property record is now validated. If the record returns a status of error, navigate through the grids to identify the errors by hovering over the error or warning icons. Any errors prevent the record from validating and sending. When the validation process completes with no errors, click on the checkbox field to the left of the property record to send. If the box is checked, an X appears in the field, indicating the record is selected to send. Click on the Send button in the toolbar to submit the validated property records with checked boxes. Once you send a record, the header will be deselected. To review the status of that record, reselect that header, and you can confirm that the status is sent. This concludes the How to Submit UT2 Simple Lease tutorial. Should you require additional assistance, please contact your University Lands analyst.